Thank you so much for joining us on this live broadcast for Women's Month 2021 celebration. My name is Mi Van. I'm a certified hypnotherapist, energy healer, and founder of Empower My Wellness LLC in Long Beach. We are broadcasting live from Southern California. 9 years ago, I was struggling to get a job. I met this woman and my life changed. I changed career and became a healer. Do you want to know who this woman is? Today, we are honoring this very special person. And we're honoring her for Women's Month 2021. You will also get to meet some of her students who will share their stories on how she has changed their lives. I'm going to read her bio. Kerri Draper is a Reiki master teacher and founder of Huntington Beach Reiki. She is an author on Oncology Reiki Practitioner Manual, radio show guest, and the Reiki teacher for Hoag Hospital, Optimal Hospice, and Orange Coast College. Kerri has been the guest speaker on Reiki for cancer at cancer symposiums, summits, and documentaries. She is married to her lifelong partner of 35 years, Carla. They are raising two beautiful children and have a bunch of animals. They are also sometimes a refuge for wild animals. Kerri runs half marathons about 3 times a year, which she has been doing in the last 41 years. It is my great honor and privilege to introduce my mentor, Kerri Draper. Hello, Kerri. Thank you so much for being here. It is such a pleasure to be here with you. And happy Women's Month.
Woohoo!
Yes. So you and Carla have been together for 35 years. And you guys are married several years ago when it was legal to get married. So congratulations.
Right. Thanks. Yeah. You know, it's funny because I never thought it would be legal. So I couldn't even tell you the date I got married because I knew it was going to be illegal again. And it was. So I have no clue what the date is when I got married. So I know.
It doesn't. Okay. It doesn't matter. It's that 35 years of partnership.
Yes.
And Carla is so supportive of your work. I remember coming to your Reiki classes at the beginning when you were having them in your home, and she would either take the children outside of the house or keep them occupied in another room so that our class would not be disturbed. And she's just so good with children. And so you have two beautiful children. Yes. What are the ages now?
Eddie's 16 and Lindsay is 14.
Wow.
So yeah, teenager years.
Wow. They were just little adorable kids when I saw them last. Time flew.
Yeah.
And so tell us about your animals. How many animals do you have?
Right now we have 2 dogs, a cat, a huge tortoise, 3 rats, fish. Yeah, that's it. And more to come, probably.
More to come. Did you mention a horse?
Oh, shoot. Yeah, it's probably the biggest animal I have. A horse.
And do you use the horse for healing? Because there's horse therapy.
Yeah, and actually I'm going to start doing little equine Reiki classes with just a few students at a time. But we mainly got it for my daughter to help her. And oh my gosh, it's made a huge difference for her.
Oh, that's so wonderful. How exciting for those students who have the privilege to learn equine Reiki. So I know there's some animals, wild animals. You live in the city, but there are wild animals that come through and take refuge at your home. Tell us about the wild animals that you took care of.
Well, we had a couple possums that we had to raise. The cat brought them in and I'm like, well, I can't put them back out. And what's funny about that is we went on vacation to Mexico. So I brought my possums with me. And So everybody was like, really, Kerri? You're the only one to bring possums on vacation. But I couldn't leave them home. And then we had a baby squirrel, and he was bottle fed. So we had to feed him every couple hours until he was old enough to go out on his own. And he actually lives in our backyard.
Oh, wow. So he's a
And,
family member.
Yeah. And squirrels are really cool pets.
Really?
So yeah, he is
Wow.
very, very friendly. He loves to play.
Wow. Wow. You're such a good mama. Wow. The animals are so fortunate. So to our listeners, if you are watching on Facebook, feel free to post any questions or comments, and I will get to them when there is an opening. So Kerri, you are a Reiki master teacher. You
Yes.
teach and give Reiki healing sessions. For those who are new to Reiki, what is Reiki?
Reiki is just energy. We're all energy. And I think how it really works is that when a practitioner sets the intent to start a session, I think the practitioner's energy centers open up, their energy channels open up. So there's a greater amount of that energy going. Also, the energy becomes very calm. And so the person you're working on, their energy will also become calm. So that their energy channels and centers will open up as well. So then their energy can get where it needs to be in balance. So I think it's a lot of entrainment going on, which is, hey, this energy feels really good. I want my energy to feel like that as well. So it's really relaxation.
Simple. Relaxation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And is that how Reiki works? Or, can you describe a little bit about how it works, what the mechanics of how it works?
Yeah, again, so we're so stressed all the time that we're very tense. And so we're closing down all our energy channels. If we have an emotional trauma, we'll hold that in our body as well. So that, the energy is not flowing where it needs to be. And we need those energy particles to bathe all our cells. And so if there's an area that's not getting that, then you're prone to have some kind of a physical ailment at some point. So it's really about opening up the channels to make sure that energy gets to all the cells and throughout the entire body, which creates that balance. And that's why people after a session have such a feeling of well-being, because their energy is balanced.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think I asked you this, but what does Reiki mean? What does it stand for?
Spiritual energy.
Spiritual energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's a Japanese word. That's what it says.
Okay. So, yeah. And so what kind of issue does Reiki help with?
It helps with everything, because again, it's energy and we are all energy. So it helps physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, everything. There is nothing that you cannot have Reiki help with. So.
Thank you. And so if someone has an illness, and do they still need to see a doctor even if they're working with a Reiki practitioner?
Oh, yes. I agree that they both match very well together. So I never ask that my clients, quit seeing their doctor. I think that they need to do both. It's up to them to choose what they really want to do. But no, I don't say, leave your doctor. I don't do that.
And do you sometimes require that a client go see a medical doctor if they're having a serious issue?
Yes. So I have some with a physical thing that keeps coming up. Then I will say, go see your doctor. I also work with a lot of clients with mental health issues. So I've had some come in very suicidal. Obviously, I'm not a therapist or a psychiatrist. I can't fix that or take care of that. So then I will also ask them to go see somebody. I've even had one client sit with me while he called his psychiatrist.
Oh, nice.
He got in that day.
Oh, yeah. Good. And how long have you been doing Reiki?
Almost 13 years now. April will be 13 years.
So oh, wow. So coming up on an anniversary. And 13 is a lucky number.
Okay. If you want to say it.
13 is my lucky number.
All right.
And so tell us, how did you get into Reiki?
I had gone through cancer treatment. And so a friend had said, maybe you should go do yoga. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. I'll go stretch. I'm sure it's not that bad. Oh my God, yoga was so hard. I was like, oh, okay, I need to wear workout clothes. But there was a magazine there, and it had an article about Reiki. And I was kind of like, oh, that sounds interesting. I didn't believe it because I, was totally in the medical field. So all this kind of stuff I didn't really believe in. But I thought, let me take a class. And I did. And the rest is history. I do this full time now.
Wow. And I'm glad you did. I'm glad you were open-minded enough to just, check it out.
Yeah. Glad I stretched, right?
Yes. We're so glad that you stretch. So Carla, Eddie, and Lindsay, they're all trained in Reiki?
Yeah, they actually are. My daughter's more willing to use it, especially on her animals. Carla, not so much. She'd rather get it. So, and then Eddie's a teenage boy, so it's not cool to do that kind of stuff. But, so it's mostly me.
And the animals, your pets, are they Reiki masters as well?
Yes. So, yeah, I've attuned all the animals here. Why not? They're open to it. They're with us all the time. So why not, give healing both ways. So, and it helps with their separation anxiety as well.
Wonderful. So you have Reiki for animals. Tell us about animal and Reiki.
Animals take Reiki very easily because they're not closed off like we are. So they're very sensitive. So it's not about doing Reiki on them. It's more offering Reiki to them and letting them decide if they want to come closer or if they want to sit further away. And they will receive what they want. And when they're done, they usually will walk out of the room. And so again, it heals their emotional, mental issues as well as physical. They also will help with you and your pet to kind of come together. So if anybody's having issues with not being able to connect with their pet, Reiki will help with that.
And you offer Reiki healing sessions for animals as well. People can bring their pets to you. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, how has Reiki helped you in your personal life?
It's made me much more calm, more easygoing. I used to have a lot of depression. Insomnia was horrible. I don't have that anymore. So, I go to bed, I start my Reiki healing on myself, 5 minutes, man, I'm out, sound asleep. So it's just my well-being's there. I always say that my 56-year-old self can kick my 46, 36, 26-year-old self butt any day. So
way to go, 56-year-old self. Yes. It's amazing that you've been running for 41 years.
Yeah, that's true too, because everything's fine. And, my knees are good, my back and hips are good. So, hey, Reiki, thank you.
Wow. That is so truly inspirational, Kerri. Just that was very inspirational. And I hope that our listeners find that very inspirational as well. So can a person use Reiki to help them with their career or business?
Yeah, because again, we're energy. And if we can put Reiki into what we want to do and change that reality as it's true, it's happened. It could work with that. But it also could give them the self-confidence to be able to go out and go for their goals of that job or career. So yeah, it helps with everything. Because again, everything's energy.
Everything's energy. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's great for all those who want to get a promotion or jump up to the next level of your business. Get Reiki.
Exactly.
And so, is Reiki a religion?
No. I know some people think it might be, but actually it's not. It's all energy based. Even though the founder was Buddhist, it doesn't mean we're Buddhist because we do Reiki. So no religion.
Can people of all religion do Reiki and receive Reiki?
Yeah. And I think that it actually helps whatever religion you believe in. I think it helps you connect with that even higher.
I find that to be the case too in my experience and in my client experience. Now, can anyone learn Reiki? Or do you have to be specially gifted? I used to think that you have to be specially gifted.
No. Everybody can do Reiki right now, whether they took a class or not. We're all born with that ability. If you think you bump your knee, what's the first thing you do? You grab, I say the F word too, but you grab it and to make it feel better. And so everybody can do it. A class isn't going to make you a practitioner or a healer. It's going to remind you of what you are and then give you tools to be better at it. Everybody can do Reiki because you already are.
Is it hard to learn Reiki? Is it hard to be a practitioner?
No, the way I teach it, everybody, it's their Reiki practice. You cannot do it wrong. So don't stress about doing something wrong because the second you set your intent to help and to do healing, it works. Even if you went and put one hand on somebody's shoulder and that is all you did, that's the right answer. You did a good job there. So
I like that.
Not hard.
Intentions.
Yep.
Good. And so for me, from my experience, and many Reiki practitioners that I met, Reiki has led us to a spiritual path.
Yes.
And so I see Reiki as a spiritual supporter. It supports a spiritual path. What are your thoughts on Reiki and spirituality?
It's definitely connected because I think Reiki is more of a path to that enlightenment, to that spiritual awakening. Like I said, it connects you with whatever you believe. If you just believe there's a source, it connects you to that. And Reiki is really about complete trust in that source, or God, whatever you want to call it. It's about true trust in that and trusting your path. And so, yes, it's very connected to spirituality.
Excellent. Now, what about those who want nothing to do with spirituality and they're just very scientific? Can they use Reiki from a scientific perspective without the spirituality?
Yeah, sure. Okay, it's not spiritual. You can make Reiki whatever you want. I do have some people that I don't do any of the spiritual stuff. I will strictly use it as it's an energy, meditation kind of a thing. And it's just talking energy. You don't have to even talk about spiritual. So you can make it either or you can combine it and do whatever you want. But it's all the right answer, always.
I like that. And so you started the first Reiki program for cancer and Hoag Hospital in Newport Beach. How did that come about?
I had been kind of bugging all the hospitals to see if I could. I know I was a pain in the butt back then.
And we're happy that you were.
Yeah. And so I just kept calling and saying, hey, I would like to volunteer. I know some practitioners that can volunteer. And one of my clients that had cancer wanted to go to Hoag for a group therapy thing. And she asked for me to go. And so I did. And I thought, hey, I'm just going to ask the moderator if she would be interested in having Reiki come in. And she happened to be a Reiki master. And so she was like, oh my gosh, that would be great. But I don't know any practitioners. And I said, hey, guess what? I know a lot. And that's how it started. And so I'm glad I decided to ask because that was it. And that was like 8 years ago. And it's extremely successful.
And it has also branched to another hospital?
Yeah. So it's also at their Irvine location. And they want to just bring it in total hospital wide. So we'll see.
Just amazing when hospitals are open to that. Do you notice, particularly now when energy healing and Reiki is just more out there now? Do you notice that more hospitals are becoming more open to adopting Reiki as part of their services?
Yeah, actually, there's a few hospitals now starting to offer Reiki. They saw Hoag's program, and they were like, "Ooh, we got to keep up with the Joneses," so they started it as well. So I see it happening, and I think at one point Reiki is going to be throughout every hospital. I have doctors send their patients to me all the time.
Wow.
So yeah, I think it's just going to be part of standard care at some point.
Wow, that is so exciting. I can't wait for that day because it truly works and everybody needs it and it's a part of it should be a part of everyone's therapy.
Right.
So let's talk about your free Reiki programs you started and successfully run 5 free Reiki programs. You have, I think your most popular one, free Reiki for cancer, free Reiki for horses, free Reiki for seniors, free Reiki for hospices, and your newest program, free Reiki for mental illness. How did these programs come about?
Well, the first one, free Reiki for cancer, was actually all I was going to do. I thought, okay, I'm going to do a little hobby. I'll just offer some free Reiki for cancer patients since it helped me. And so that took off, and then it just started to grow with more people coming in and wanting to learn. So I had all these students, but they had nothing, to go to actually use their Reiki. So I thought I would start creating, volunteer programs for them in the community. And so that's really what it was for, to help my students get out there, and then also offer the community free Reiki.
And so both the community and the students benefited.
Right.
One of the things that I really appreciate about what you offer to your students is opportunity to practice.
Right.
You have the monthly Reiki share. You have then the free Reiki programs. And at the beginning, it was because coming to the monthly Reiki circle and going to the free Reiki programs and offering my service, that really helped me to hone the Reiki and become more confident about what I was doing. And so that was so helpful. I know other Reiki practitioners who just learn Reiki and then didn't have the opportunity to practice, and they didn't do much with it because they just lacked that practice. So I really appreciate all these programs that you offer to your students.
Yeah, and that's why I did it, because when I learned, it was like, okay, you learn Reiki, bye. And I was like, okay, what do I do with it? I don't know. So yeah, that's
exactly.
Yeah. So
exactly. So now let's talk about your services. Recently, I got a Reiki reattuning by you. And after it was over, I asked you how much. And do you remember what you said?
Probably it's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Yes, it was that. And so the ego part of me went, woohoo, I just got a free session. But the spiritual part of me say, no, don't take advantage of her. She doesn't charge a fee. You must give an energy exchange. So I gave a donation to your nonprofit. Are there people who don't give a donation at all, or can't give a donation for services received? And how do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm pretty sure there is, because like classes, they all put it in a box. So I have no clue what's what. I just trust that, if somebody truly can't afford to pay, that's fine. I'm teaching the class anyways. Come in. I don't care. So I just trust, everything will work out like it's supposed to. And it has. So, and if somebody needs a session and they can't afford it, that's fine. I get to have a session at the same time doing it. So you know what? It's okay. There's that exchange. I get Reiki as well.
And how do you get Reiki as well if you're giving a session to somebody who needs Reiki?
Because when you do the session, again, you're that straw. It's going to come through you. So I get to sit in that energy, the same as the person I'm working on. So we're basically getting the same thing. So
cool. So I'm more okay incentive.
Yes, I'm okay with that. So
beautiful.
And then there's people that can afford, to pay the top end of the donation, and they do. So it works itself out.
I like your attitude. How did you, or why did you decide to offer your training and your services at no charge?
Well, like I said, I wasn't planning on doing this for a living. So when I was working with the cancer clients, I'd have people would say, well, can't you just do Reiki on me? I'm like, okay, sure. And then when they said, well, how much? I was like, I don't know. A donation. Why not do that? And so really I just was like, okay, donation. And it worked. And so I still do it that way. Why change? Because again, there's those people that can't afford this, and they wouldn't be able to get it if I had a set price. And sometimes those that don't have any money or means need it the most. So I just kept it that way.
And I'm so glad that you did, because I want to share a little background story on me. And so, as I mentioned earlier at the beginning, I was struggling to find a job in the year 2011, and we were going through one of the worst recession. And I was curious about Reiki, but I didn't have money. So when I found you teaching a class, donation based only, I said I could do that. And, I can put in, a few dollars together. So I came in, I learned Reiki, and that just opened up a whole new world to me.
Right.
And I remember I was so interested to learn about energy, everything about energy. I just couldn't get enough.
Right.
And I still couldn't find a job after I got master, Reiki training. So I decided, I love it so much, being able to give energy and helping people heal. It was so fulfilling that I decided I'm going to open a business to share Reiki with others since I can't find a job. And that just, that was the beginning of it, because of the classes that you taught at donation, only. Since then, I've gone and learn hypnotherapy and other healing techniques into my practice. But it was you and your class who shifted me from this corporate career that wasn't right for me and shifted into the right path. And I am just so happy because I get to help people every day, and it's very healing. So thank you for making your class so easy and affordable.
But that's why I do it, for that.
Just for me.
Yeah, just for you. I did
for me. Yeah, you knew I was coming, and I didn't have money. And I also appreciated two other things about you. You taught us that there is no wrong way to do Reiki.
Right.
And you also encourage us to go and find our own style. That was so important for me, because I would just do whatever he would tell me. So if somebody told me this is the right way to do it, I would stick to that. But you just created these openness for me to explore, and Reiki as a foundation for my practice, and your philosophy, I feel it really helped me to help my clients, because I try to pass the same philosophy to them. Like, there is no wrong way to do healing. There is no wrong way to do your spiritual path. Just find your own path, because you taught me that. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And so you run a healing center. Mm-hmm. You have a family, yes, and lots of animals to support, plus wild animals that come through.
Right.
And you don't charge for your services or your class, and you do this full time. So how the heck have you been able to feed your big family?
I always say I'm Costco of Reiki. Yeah, I'm not making big bucks off those individuals, but I have a ton of students. I've taught thousands of students. I don't think there's many Reiki teachers that can say that. I have my calendar's booked with clients. So, they pay what they can. And so it's kind of in bulk. So I'm Costco. That's all I got to say. And I don't need to be a millionaire, so I'm good to go. So,
I just love it that you do that. You have such a wonderful attitude about it. And yeah, it's just really, really wonderful. So let's talk about your Reiki classes. I know that there are many different styles of Reiki now. Yeah. What styles do you teach?
Kind of my own. No. Yeah. I like the Japanese style because it's much more freeing. I think once Reiki came to the United States, for some reason here in the West, we think if we complicate the hell out of something, it's going to be better. So I choose more of just the free-flowing traditional Japanese. Again, there's no set hand positions. Really do what feels best for you. And so I like that one. And so, yeah, so there.
Thank you. And I've taken a Kundalini yoga, Kundalini Reiki from you. Right. Do you still teach that?
Oh, yes. I just taught a class last weekend. So, yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah. Right. And so what do you see as the future for Reiki?
Well, like I said, I think it's going to be part of standard care. I think it's where when acupuncture first got here, it was all like, yeah, don't try that. It wasn't part of our insurance. And now, acupuncture is just normal standard care. And so I think Reiki and other healing modalities like that will be the same.
Do you see Reiki being in every household, like in your household? The animals, the children, the spouse, everybody can do Reiki. Do you see that happening anytime soon?
Probably not anytime soon, but you know what? People know what it is now. When I first started and you said Reiki, they had no clue what I was talking about. But now if you watch like TV shows, there's always somebody doing Reiki, and movies. So it's going to become more of a household name. I don't know if that everybody will do it. So not soon, but hopefully someday.
Yes, it has grown really fast just in the last 10 years that I was introduced to it. So, so hopes. What are your goals for Huntington Beach Reiki?
I don't know, just keep doing what I've been doing. I don't need to be bigger or better. I just, just continue what I'm doing. I've been having fun. I still enjoy it. So, why mess with what's been working? So that's it. Just continue on.
Good. Thank you. So now, Kerri, I'm going to give you a little break, and I'm going to bring in, you have 3 students who are here today, and I've asked them to come and share their story about how you helped them. So I'm going to call the first student to come, and we're going to bring in Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Thank you so much for being here.
No problem.
So how long have you known Kerri?
Since January of 2020, I think.
And how did you come upon Kerri?
I was on my 3rd bout with cancer at the time and having a lot of trouble with the chemo side effects. And a friend of ours who had been to Kerri when she had breast cancer recommended that, maybe it might help. And I was like, okay, I don't even know what it is, but, I'll try anything at this point. And that's where I started.
And what kind of services or training have you received from Kerri?
I just get Reiki treatments every week. I'm not a student, but who knows? Might be in the future. If I could teach this to do this to myself, I'd save her a lot of trouble. I know that.
You're fine.
I still feel guilty for, I'm 2 out of 3 on the 5 free people there. I'm old. I got cancer. Oh, and I'm mentally ill too. So.
Oh, okay.
3 out of 5.
So yeah, you're getting in there.
Yeah, my guilt just rises as we go.
Would you share with us how working with Kerri has changed your life?
Oh, well, shortly after I decided to quit doing chemo because I felt that it was killing me faster than the cancer was, and they told me I was terminal. I was having a Reiki treatment, and I had an experience, for lack of a better word. And the next time I had a scan, they told me that my tumor had quit growing.
Wow.
And of course, that made Kerri do her happy dance. And the last scan I had showed that it's actually shrunk. And I'm getting another scan in 2 weeks, and I'm hoping it's shrunk even more, but we'll find out.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. And let's all send Reiki to Jeff. The next time he gets a scan, let it be 0. Nada.
That would be
Yes.
awesome. Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Jeff, for sharing. I'm going to bring somebody else and I'll bring you back later.
Bye,
so
Okay. It's
Thank
nice
you.
to see you without the mask, by the way.
I know, right?
It's like, who is this person? Oh, yeah.
I recognize you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna
Susan.
bring in Rachel. Hello, Rachel. Thank you for being here.
Hi. Where am I? Here I am. Okay.
I'm
yourself
going.
situated.
So I'm going to ask you the same questions. How long have you known Kerri, and how did you meet Kerri?
I believe I met Kerri in 2015, and but it feels like our souls have known each other forever.
Yes.
And I met Kerri when I took my first level 1 Reiki training with her at Huntington Beach Reiki.
And how did you happen to find her? Because she doesn't advertise.
I know I'm a bad business person.
Well,
yeah. Yeah. He's like, yeah.
I was new to Huntington Beach area. I moved here from Encinitas, Carlsbad area, and I was teaching yoga, and I met a yoga friend in Huntington Beach, and she said, "Oh, you need to meet Kerri." So I was talking to her about Reiki and how I had done some work and some spiritual work working in the metaphysical field, and being introduced to it my entire life. And I'm like, oh, okay, let me try her out. And so she introduced me to Huntington Beach Reiki. And yeah, I fell in love instantly. So
And what kind of training or services have you received from Kerri?
I have taken, I love her teaching style and who she is as a person. And so I've participated in every course that I believe she offers.
I'll make something else up and you can come, okay?
Yes, please. I've taken her Reiki 1 and 2 and Masterclass for the Usui Reiki. And I've also done her Oncology Reiki, her Reflexology Reiki, her Kundalini Reiki 1, 2, and 3. And I've attended a lot of her Reiki shares and also received private healing sessions from her. Yeah.
So Rachel is your marketer and your PR because she knows everything that you teach.
Right. Now you need to come and market my business.
I promote Kerri in everything that I do. So she's like a piece of me. So I feel like I'm an extension of her.
You aren't looking in my windows, are you?
I'm not that creepy.
Okay.
So, Rachel, if you would share with us, how has working with Kerri changed your life?
Let's see. She has taught me how to. I used to be a people pleaser. And so working with Kerri, I have learned how to set healthy boundaries for myself and cut the energetic attachments to life experiences that perhaps were not even mine, and also the ones that were mine. And, just kind of release these pieces of me that were once like my story, and now they're just a story. And she's also, I have volunteered with her oncology program for hospice and cancer patients, and giving free Reiki to them, and losing a lot of people in my life at a very young age to cancer. I had a lot of fear and anxieties about the disease and also about death. And so being able to, she gave me the confidence to step in and work with these people without being afraid. And I'm gonna get emotional. And help these people either move through their process or transition over in a very peaceful loving way. And knowing that I was there to be part of that, it was like enlightening, and it just took away all the fear and all the anxiety, and just made the experience all about love.
Thank you, Rachel. Let's get Rachel some love.
Thank you.
Okay.
So good.
Thank you
It's
so
good.
much, Rachel, for
Thank
sharing.
you.
I don't mean to send you away because you're crying. I'm gonna put you back in the waiting room because it's time to
It's
bring
okay,
the
yes.
next student on. So it's not personal. So we'll see you back soon, Rachel. And the last student that we're gonna bring on is Bear. So hello, Bear. Thank you for being here.
Hi, guys.
And so your name is spelled B-E-A-R, like teddy bear.
Like
do
the
you
animal,
get
yes.
do you get that a lot, teddy bear?
Yes, very much so. Especially
Well,
since I'm
you
such a
are
big
a teddy
guy.
bear.
Yeah, 6'3", 300 pounds, and lovable. So, I'm like one of those Costco teddy bears.
Look at the whole Costco family here. And so same questions. How long have you known Kerri, and how did you find Kerri?
So I was trying to figure that out. I believe when we were talking earlier, I said it's been about 5 years. So I'm going to stick with that answer, at least for now. My wife is the one who originally found Kerri. We were looking for some way to advance our own spiritual path. And she came across something for Huntington Beach Reiki, and it had been on our Reiki itself had been on our radar. I was a massage technician for a while, and we were seeing a massage therapist, and she would incorporate Reiki into our treatments. And so it was always something that very much intrigued me. Going back to sort of the conversation of the scientific side of things, that had always been a pursuit of mine. I believe that somewhere in the distant past that spirituality and science were intersected, and that we are coming back around to that understanding where those points actually meet. So it's always been a very deep pursuit of mine. So my wife, Jamie, found Huntington Beach Reiki, and we took the level 1 course from Kerri. Absolutely. As Rachel said, what's not to immediately fall in love with about Kerri and the way she teaches. It's such a profound change, even though it's so super casual. It really is just a profound educational experience. And so we immediately signed up for the level 2 courses, and we did 1 and 2 in pretty rapid succession. And then took a break, to pursue our own courses in life, and eventually coming around to doing the level 3 mastery course. And we were both at the most recent Kundalini Reiki course also. So 1, 2, and 3 there as well.
Great. And how has your life changed since working with Kerri?
Well, I used to be 5'2" and weighed 98 pounds. No. I think the biggest thing is it has, my wife and I have known each other for a very long time. We've been married for 11 years now. And one of the things that has always cemented that relationship is our mutual respect and pursuit of our own spiritual growth. And that was one of those things that when we started doing this together, I want to say the most profound change to my life has been I've been in and out of the corporate work world for 35 years now, and it has really shown us really that there's another way. There's a way to be of service. There's a way to share that magnificent energy of the universe in such a way that you can make a living out of it. You can support a family out of it. You can give back in lots of different ways. And that's probably the biggest change. My wife and I started our own company, By Sound, Mind, and Body. That's a recent development, and all of that really stems directly from Kerri's influence on our life.
Thank you so much, Bear, for sharing. Now I'm going to put you back in the waiting room, and we're going to go back to Kerri, ask her a few more questions. Then I'll bring you guys back on. Okay, so thank you so much, Bear. I'll put you back in the room. Actually, there was another student who planned on being here today to share her story, but was pulled away at the last minute for family responsibilities. And so she has sent her story to me, and I'd like to read her story. This is from Michelle. And Michelle said, I had the privilege of meeting Kerri early in 2015. I was searching for something to help me because I was mentally and emotionally broken. There is really no better word to describe it except that, broken. Kerri was a breath of fresh air and offered me a ladder to climb out of what I can say now was an extremely dark, deep, dark hole of depression. Kerri generously offers her Reiki courses, even up to the level of master, for the simple cost of what a person can pay. Because of this, I was able to rise to the level of Reiki master through her heartfelt and soul awakening classes. Her Reiki coursework and her Reiki sharing to me offers so much more than what I believe to be traditional Reiki. I learned shamanic traveling, not sure if that's what she calls it. During one of the adventures, one traveling experience, I found myself in a cave sitting in front of a small blazing fire and remembered who I am and why I am here. Heady stuff with someone who was just trying to figure out how to function day by day. Today, I live every day grateful for who I am, for the people who surround me on this physical journey, and for the joy of life. I continue to watch Kerri's life of service, how she gives to the hospice community, works at Hogue, and donates her time for free to cancer patients. She is an exemplary role model of how we should live our lives. I am and will always be grateful for Kerri. Michelle. So, Kerri, we're coming close to the end of this live cast. Four of your students just share their stories. How do you feel about what they have shared?
Well, first, my head's not going to fit out the door now, but
it still fit in the screen, so
okay, it's on the screen, so that's what matters.
Yes.
Okay. It makes me feel good and happy. It tells me that what I'm doing is the right answer. So when people try to push me, you should do it this way, and I keep sticking, no, I'm going to continue how I am, and it tells me that yes, I'm doing the right thing and I'm on the right path. And somehow I know what I'm doing. I don't know.
You do. And yes, and I fully support of you. Keep on doing what you're doing because what you do works.
Yes.
Now, what do you say to people? Sorry. What do you want to say to the people who are watching this program?
Learn Reiki. I mean, you don't have to learn from me, but at least do a level 1. I think everybody should at least do level 1, just so they're given tools to take care of their own energy, take care of themselves. So that's my main thing. Give it a try. If you're like, I'm not into training, have a Reiki session done just to help yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
and
it. Do it.
Learn Reiki. I agree.
Yes,
I agree. Everyone should learn Reiki.
Right.
Even if you're never going to use it, learn it still. And it's so easy to learn. And if you learn it from Kerri, it's practically free. So if somebody is curious about Reiki, they want to learn more, what do you recommend they go?
You can go to my website at hbreiki.com.
hbreiki.com. Okay.
It tells you the classes I'm teaching. It tells you about Reiki. It also will tell about our cancer program and how we're helping there. That would be the best way to go and learn, and then just come.
So I'm typing now. So let me know if I got that right.
Oh, I can't see.
I'm
where's
showing
the
it. Okay.
typing?
Right there. Is that right?
Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm looking at the wrong place.
It's down
yeah,
at the
that's
bottom.
right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So go to hbreiki.com.
Mhm.
You also have another website called Free Reiki for Cancer.
Yeah, so it's the same website,
Okay.
but HB Reiki is just shorter.
Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. Yes, it is. Great. And if so, your healing center, your company is a nonprofit. If anybody wants to make a generous donation to support your work, where do they go?
Well, I think there's a place on the website. I'm not sure, but I have Venmo, and
Okay.
it's HB Reiki 1 is my Venmo.
Okay. And I'm sure Rachel knows, right?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, great. So to hbreiki.com.
Mhm.
And now we are going to bring back all the students. We're going to bring back Jeff, Rachel, and Bear. All right. So we're all here together.
Yay! Woohoo!
We want to know from you guys what Kerri has inspired you to do. So you're going to fill in. When I call your name, you're going to fill in the blank. Kerri inspired me to ... Okay. So Jeff, are you ready?
Always. I was born ready.
Good.
Yes, he is.
Kerri inspired me to fill in the
Rob a
blank.
bank last week.
Good job.
I think she just inspired me to be more open to things that I don't know about or don't understand, and be a little more accepting of things instead of just, pass them off as, well, it's probably nothing. I think it opened my mind a little bit.
Thank you. And then Rachel, Kerri inspired me to...
Kerri has inspired me to help others find their way through their healing journey. And I am now a master teacher as well. And so I've been teaching training courses as well for practitioners on how to heal themselves and others. And I also do private sessions and just help people on their own healing journey.
Thank you, Rachel. And Bear. Let's get Bear here. Okay, Kerri has inspired me to...
I think the biggest thing is accept my place in the community as a healer and to trust in the path. The opportunities that she creates through Huntington Beach Reiki are just amazing. My wife and I started doing sound baths, in-person sound baths at the studio based on Kerri's request. And they've been nothing but just an amazing, amazing experience for not only my wife and I, but for the people who attend as well. So trusting in the path and accepting my place as a healer.
Great, thank you. And now the last question for you guys is, if you can only choose 2 words to describe Kerri, what are those 2 words? And it's okay if somebody stole your words. You can still say those words, okay? So it's okay to steal here. We're going to go with Jeff. 2 words to describe Kerri.
Cool shoes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Kerri always has the coolest shoes. I don't know why, but always.
Okay, Rachel, 2 words to describe Kerri.
I would use selfless and compassionate.
Beautiful. Thank you, Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
Bear, 2 words.
I'm not even going to steal. Passionate humility.
Okay. And for me, enlightened master.
Nobody said potty mouth. I'm shocked.
It crossed my mind. You saw me pause at the beginning.
It wasn't up for steal.
Yes.
So let me just check the room. Okay, we have Bridget Mohaling. She said, "Love you, Kerri." Hi, Bridget. Thank you for tuning in. And for anyone, if you are watching, you can go ahead. We're coming close to the end, but if you have a comment or question, go ahead and post it. And if we have time, I will read them. So now we are coming toward the end of this live cast. I just want to say, Kerri, it has been such a privilege and pleasure to be one of your thousands of students. I, Miva, founder of Empower Mind Wellness LLC in Long Beach, hereby honor you, Kerri Draper, for Women's Month 2021.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's very kind for you to do this. Thank you.
And thank you, Kerri, for the love you share, for the help you give freely to anyone who needs it, for being a role model to all of us, and for just being who you are. I also want to thank Jeff, Rachel, and Bear for coming out today to share your stories and to give a different perspective to Kerri. To our listeners who are listening live right now, thank you so much for joining us live. And also to those who are listening to this video in the future, I want to thank you. I hope that you have been inspired and that you'll gain some hope from listening and watching to this video. We have a few comments. Miho says, "I love you too, Kerri." Kathy said, "That was great." And so if you would like to, let me pull up my website. So if you would like to reach me, you can go to www.empoweredmindwellness.com, empoweredmindwellness.com. And while you're there, you can get a free hypnotic blissful relaxation meditation on my website. I look forward to seeing you guys at the next video. So let's all say goodbye. Goodbye now.
Bye.
Thank
you,
you.
guys.
Be
Thank you.
well.
Love you.
Love
Mwah.
you guys too. Thank you. See you soon.